our King Air. We're carrying passengers. We've got 9 of us with us today. So we're going to start tracking here. We're carrying 9 passengers over to Battle Creek. All right, so it looks like things are fired up there. Let's jump over here. If I'm lucky here, we'll be able to see colors not being so washed out. I think we're going to be in good shape this time. Anybody on the stream, let me know if you are seeing something different. We will do our best to remediate those things, those fixes. I don't know, so we may have to make some bitrate changes here since we are, quote, streaming HDR quality. But we're going to give it a shot and see how it goes. So right now, showing good stream, not excellent, so yeah. We'll see how this works out. So if I can get this to overlay there like that, chat, there we go. Quality is showing good. Not sure what I could do to change that on the output versus the stream here. 2500. I wonder if we need to up that to like 6000. Apply and okay. See how this does here. We'll see if that makes it any better. We're not showing any frame droppage here, so all right, well, we're going to give it a shot here. You guys chime in and chat. Let me know what you're seeing. Let me know if you're getting bad signal, if it's choppy, or what. So, all right. So here we are in Buffalo. We have already loaded our plane up here. Pull our Simbri profile here real quick. We are DHM Logistics today, 4155, and a King Air 350 out of Buffalo going over to Battle Creek, Michigan. Our alternate today will be Chicago. We're going to cruise over at, I think I amended my altitude. We're going to go for 240. We're going to have a pretty heavy headwind there on our flight. Got 2,601 pounds of fuel on board today with our alternates and reserves, 1,328. I got a zero fuel weight of 11,540. We got 9 passengers on board. Total payload 1,570. That includes myself here as the pilot. Weather today 183 at 36. That's our average wind. Top of climb temperature is going to be minus 37. So yeah, that's our flight plan here. We're going to be out of Buffalo on runway 23, direct Woozy, then direct Dunks. We'll pick up the Victor 170 airway over to Posse. And then we will make our approach there into Battle Creek. Currently, we're looking to pick up the RNAV for runway 31. So we'll see how that works out as well. Let me see if I can fire up the iPad here as well. If I can get that going, we will share our screen here so that you guys can see. I think we can do that. Yeah, here we go. So we'll take a look here. Current weather. We're marginal VFR here in Buffalo. It was IFR when we landed here earlier this morning. So it's just before 2 o'clock is the last weather reading there. Winds 250 at 14. Light rain, and we're looking at 2929 on the altimeter there. So, all right, we'll get that down here, and let's see what we can do. All right, so let's go down below. Let's go ahead and get our battery on, our external power on. We'll take some nav lights as well. And that gives us a little bit of power. And we'll go ahead and get our master avionics on. Let that start coming to life here. And continue. Let's go on the overhead here and get some lights on as well. I'll put a little mood lighting here. Go ahead and hit continue here, get our flight plan up, and what do we want to do? So We're going to go to Woozy.
TOS, system test OK.
And then we'll pick up Dunks, D-U-N-K-S. There's Dunks. And then from Dunks, we're going to load an airway here. So we should be looking for the Victor 170, and we'll be getting off at Posse. Or Posey. There we go. And we'll load that airway. And then after that, we'll be going direct into Battle Creek, so KBTL. But we're going to load a procedure there. We're going to try for the RNAV for 3-1. There's the RNAV right here, and we should pick that up at ECDU. We'll load that approach. We should be able to then remove that. Clear that message, and we'll look at the preview pane here. And let's just make sure things are kosher with what we're seeing here. Alright, so we're going to go off out of Buffalo. We'll hit Woozy. And then we will go across here. Just north of Lake Erie. We came along the southern side of Lake Erie on our flight up this morning into Buffalo from down in Cincinnati. Yeah, what do we got here? Coming over. There's Detroit. Alright, there's Dunks, Leslie, Posey. Probably what we'll do is when we get to Dunk, we'll probably take a little bit of a shortcut there and go direct to ECDU. And then we will go Ulco, and that'll bring us right into the runway. So we could get rid of Leslie and Posey on the Victor, but let's scroll up here. Leslie and Posey. You know what? We'll leave that in there for now. Once we get Dunks, we may just go direct over here to ECDU. So we'll go ahead and leave the flight plan as is for now. Let's connect ourselves to VATSIM real quick. Hopefully we're not washed out on the colors, but we're going to have to do some checking. I feel like that's better than it was this morning for sure. So, all right. So we are connected. All right, so we're going to go ahead and squawk 2000. Call sign for this flight will be November 350 Kilo Romeo. All right, so there we go, and enter, and we'll go back to the map here. We're set. We're going to cruise at 240. We're going to set 5,000 for our initial climb out here. Heading, oh good. Now we're getting the heading. We had a little malfunction this morning. Not sure what was up with the autopilot, but it is definitely working as intended now. So we'll go ahead and set vertical speed here for our climb out here, and I will get my SPAD dot next up so I can use my Logitech multi-pedal. We're going to dial in about 1,200 feet on the vertical speed for our initial climb out. We'll let that speed build up till about 140, and we'll go over to indicated airspeed then. We'll continue our climb out at 140 to 145 knots. So we make our way up to 240 today. So initial climb out is going to be... Alright, so there we go. We're working there. We're working there. So vertical speed set, and we'll dial in 1,200. You probably won't be able to see that on your end, but we'll preset 1,200 there. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and get the props to the full forward here. We're going to get our oxygen on. Going to get our rudder boost and electric trim. We're going to cruise at 240, so we're going to set the cabin altitude to 25,000, 1,000 above our cruise height, and turn our pressurization rate up to about 12 o'clock there. All right, so that's going to get most of us going here. Nav lights are already on. We are on external power. Let's take a look over here. This should be in the off position. Everything here is checking out good and off. We'll get our stall warning test on. All right, and let's go ahead and our gear light test. All right, and it's a little chilly in here. We're 39 degrees, so we're going to go ahead and get things started up here so we can get some heat on and get our passengers warming up here for us as well. So, all right, so Make sure our stream is still looking good. It's showing excellent condition now, so I'm thinking that might have just been internet speeds going up and down. Not sure. So anyway, you guys let me know in the chat if you're seeing any frame rate drops. From my end, OBS is reporting pretty good condition here. So, all right. That said, let's jump down here. We're going to go ahead and get our beacon light to the on position because we're going to get ready to start up. We've already got our fuel. We're going to kill our external power. We're going to go up here. We'll hit our emergency lights to the on position. That'll give us a little bit of lights here. All right, and we will check around here. We're clear to the left and clear to the right. Let's clear our master caution there. All right, we're set good here. All right, go down below. We're going to turn right side, so here we go. Going to let that spin up to about 20 there. We'll go ahead and introduce fuel to low idle
until you land and shut down the engines.
All right, flight is being modeled. That's good. And being recorded. All right, we're going to watch that and the ITT rollback, and we're coming up near 50 here. We will roll off the starter, right side inverter on, right side gen on, and right side gen reset. There we go. We got everything starting to come to life now. We'll go ahead and bring the right side engine up into high idle. Give that a minute to stabilize here. All right, that is indeed going. So, all right, let's go ahead and turn left side now. Left side coming to life. Looking for it to stabilize around 20. And here we go. Fuel coming in. We have light off. Got to top out just below 900, and there's the ITT rollback, just what we were looking for. We're watching here for RPM to hit around 50, and we'll go ahead and disengage the starter. Left side inverter on, left side gen on, and left side gen to the reset position. Go over here to the right side. Let's get some bleeds on. Let's get some aft blower electric heat. Get this cabin warming up here. Get our cabin furniture on. All right, so we are still looking at 41 degree. Okay, temperature's going to start coming up here pretty soon. That's 41. We'll go left side here. Check our auxiliary fuel here. Okay, that's checking out, and main fuel tanks, that also is checking out. All right, fuel's in good shape. Heading select is armed, vertical speed is armed. We need a course of 233 out of here, so we'll roll this around here to 233. And what runway did I say we were taking out on? 223, so we'll go 233 there also. Come on around here. All right, there's a heading of 233. We're going to radar vector ourselves here. We don't have any ATC on. What did we say? Our barometric pressure was 2929. We'll hit the magic barrel key, 2929 it is, so that checks out. All right. Let's go ahead and do our lights test up here. That's looking good. All right. Autopilot's looking good. All right, let's go ahead and get a little bit of trim here. We'll go just to the lower of that neutrals where I like it to be for takeoff. All right. Make sure we are tracking exactly where we are here. Got the iPad up. We're in Buffalo. Let's see where we're parked at. All right, so we're parked over here. We're going to depart off 23, which is right up here. So we're going to need a pretty good little taxi here. So we're going to taxi out here. We're going to cross 2-3. And then we'll taxi our way up. See if we can pull up an airport chart here. Buffalo, view plate, airport diagram here. There we go. So we're going to take Mike out. We'll cross 2-3 at Mike Foxtrot, and then we're going to take Alpha, and looks like we're going to be crossing runway 14 at Alpha as well. Then we'll go all the way up to the end of 2-3, and we'll get out of here. So, all right, get the iPad 4 flight off the screen here. Let's make sure our rudder pedals are set. I've got a little bit of a bug there with that, but we'll... Alright, rudder pedals are set. We'll get our right side engine back down to low idle. Flaps can go to the takeoff position. Alright, and I think we are ready to turn on the taxi lights. And we'll get our tail floodlight on as well. Stall warning could be on. And then we'll get our windshield heat on, and then we'll grab these other 5 here as we get ready. And we'll get our auto feather and ignition as well. So make sure we're good to go. We're clear all around here, so we're going to need to make a little bit of a U-turn to get out of here. Alright, parking brake's coming off. A little bit of power coming in here, and we'll begin our rollout here. Let's make our turn here to the right. Alright. Alright. And Buffalo traffic, King Air 350 Kilo Romeo will be taxiing to runway 23 via Mike Foxtrot. We'll be crossing 23 at Foxtrot. We'll continue taxi via Alpha and cross runway 32 at Alpha and continue along Alpha to runway 23 Buffalo. Alright, so we got our call out in. This is an on-air flight, as I mentioned earlier. So I've really been enjoying flying on air lately. Alright, so we're getting ready to cross.
Approaching run.
We're crossing 23.
Entered runway 0523.
Alright, we're clear. We're clear. Probably should have had the strobe on. Let's go ahead and turn that strobe on. We're in the runway here. Alright, and we'll say hello to all the passenger planes over there. We should probably have a little FSLTL traffic on here, just to see if we can increase a little bit of our immersion here. I don't know if we'll actually get any in that spawn in or not, but we'll see. So many little things in Microsoft Flight Sim you got to do just to make it real, right? GSX Pro, FSLTL traffic, model matching, just all the stuff. But I will say the sim sure is pretty when it's functioning correctly. It's been pretty smooth lately. Alright, so we're going to be coming up here to 32 and 14. So we're going to be crossing, there we go, I see the signs there, 32 and 14. Still got our strobe.
Approaching runway 1432. Entered runway 1432.
Really love this King Air. Truly is my favorite. What is a yucky day up here in the Northeast? Gonna make our way through quite a bit of weather too, seems like. Make sure I've got my traffic turned on here. I do. And our radar is looking pretty yuck here, so we'll get that turned on. If you're just tuning in with us, we appreciate you watching. We like for you to hit that like and subscribe button. We'll try to make some more content. It's been a while since we've been online and been streaming. We took about 6 months off from live streaming. Didn't quit flying, but definitely slowed down a little bit just due to life. Moved also, completely reset up my sim, so kind of a new configuration here. It's the first day I've actually streamed. I've got a new monitor, so I've had to really play with some of the HDR settings here and just trying to make the stream look as good as it can. My screen that I'm looking at looks phenomenal with the HDR resolution there on a OLED, but just trying to get that tweaked a little bit so that YouTube reflects a good quality. Thinking there that we're pretty close. So like I said, we did a stream earlier this morning out of Cincinnati up to Buffalo, and the colors were a little washed out, and trying to fix that. So all right, so we are getting close here to our end of our taxi. We're gonna tell you what we'll do. We're gonna pull ourselves off right over here, and we will just double check everything. We're gonna set the parking brake, and we are going to go ahead and run up our RPMs a little bit. Set our auto ignition and auto feather armed. Where's our RPMs at? All right, we're going to go up onto the governor now till we hit. All right, and we're going to feather left side. And we're going to feather the right side. And governor check. We're going to bring it back down. All right. All right. I think we are good here. All right, let's go. Fuel pumps to the on position. Auto feather is armed. Auto ignition is armed. We're going to get our anti-ice on here for our departure. And beacon and strobe lights are on. We're going to get our fuel vents and pitot heats on, and our prop de-ice all in the on position. And we are ready to get ourselves out of here. We'll go park and brake off now. We'll roll up here to the edge of the runway. And Buffalo traffic, King Air 350,
Approaching
Kilo
runway
Romeo.
23.
Be lining up runway 23, departing to the west. Buffalo.
Entered runway 23. 8,700 feet remaining.
All right, there's runway 23. All right. Blow idle, flaps are set, everything's ready. Here we go. Bring the props up on the governor. Release the brakes. Takeoff power's coming in. And Buffalo traffic, King Air 350, Kilo Romeo, departing runway 23, Buffalo. Takeoff power is set. Rotate. We're up. Tap the
Airborne
brakes.
time logged.
Positive rate. Gear up. Yaw damper zone. Gonna go ahead and pitch up here a little bit. Prop flaps are coming up. Gonna go ahead and go to indicated airspeed and engage the autopilot. All right, we're going to pitch for about 140 here. Going to go down here. Prop sync coming on. We're going to pull our torque back just around 90, and then we're going to bring our props back here just a little bit. There we go. Keep an eye on our torque here. We're going to climb at about 90%. We are in the juice. We are in the juice. All right. Heading is selected. We're going to go ahead and turn this up to 9,000 or 10,000. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to make a right-hand turn here. We'll come over to about 270 for the intercept. See if we can't intercept our course. All right, there's through 5,000. I'm gonna go ahead and disengage the fuel pumps here. I'm gonna start watching now. It's IFR conditions. We're watching for this needle to come in. When we get in here to inside this one dot here, we'll go to nav mode. The plane should then turn to the left, intercept the magenta line. But we may have to go a little further over because we're not going to intercept anytime quickly. It's supposed to be 275 actually, so going to have to make an adjustment here. Actually 275. There we go. So we're going to need to make a further right turn. Okay, we're just pretending we're getting vectored out of here. So we're going right over the top of Buffalo now. We're popping out of these clouds, so that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and get our engine anti-ice to the off position here. We'll leave our prop de-ice on. 7,000. We're going to go ahead and set 240 over here now. 240 is set. Keeping an eye on our torque. I'm going to climb at about 90. I'm reducing the torque just a little bit there to keep us right around 90. All right, through 8,000 now, 8,900, there's 9,000. We are headed toward our magenta line here. see we're getting closer to it. This line is beginning to move there. We're coming in on the 1 dot. Still looking good on 90%. All right, nav mode engaged. Plane is turning to the left. Go ahead and bring our heading bug around here. We should get close to syncing up. 10,300 through 10,000 now. Let's go ahead and get our landing lights off. Taxi lights are all off. Beacon lights, flood lights were good. Everything's looking good right now. Believe from what I'm seeing on the stream, I believe I've got my colors somewhat resolved. Yep, I'm showing 1080p HDR on the output, so that's looking good.
Class Bravo above.
All right, really happy with that. All right, we're still sitting at 90 here. We're coming up through 13,000. Heading bug is synced here. We are on course. Go ahead and let you take a look at that, what this looks like. So you can see where we vectored ourselves out here. Off of takeoff. Now we're going to fly right along the northern edge of the Lake Erie. Just skirting along there in Canada, actually. And then we'll come across into Detroit area, north of Ann Arbor. Then we'll make our way over into Battle Creek. Probably going to give ourselves a little bit of a detour here once we pass Dunks. We'll probably go straight Ekdu just to give us a little shortcut. We'll continue to lose some altitude as we come across there. So projected flight time's about 1 hour and 28. I'm going to guess we might beat that. We've been airborne now 6 minutes, 40 seconds. So cruising along just fine right now. And the stream is looking good now. I'm happy with it. But what I'm not happy with is the fact that we did not actually set our, let's see if we can fill this out here for our banner at the top, KBTL. And our call sign is November 350 Kilo Romeo. We'll hit OK there. That should populate us in there at the top. And it did indeed. All right. All right, 275 on the course. Got a little bit of a crosswind there. Top of descent still a ways out, but that's going to continue to change until we get up in our cruise, which is still 240. We're getting ready to pass through transition altitude here just in a moment at 18,000. So let's go ahead and set 2992. set. Passing 19,000 for 240 now on the climb out. 140 knots indicated. We're climbing at indicated airspeed. I like it. Things are flying like it's supposed to. Autopilot's behaving like it's supposed to.
Transition altitude.
Yes, sir. Liking what I'm seeing. Liking what I'm seeing. We hope you like the content we're putting here. It's been a little bit since I've streamed, but we're getting back into it here. So let's see. If I can't get us some music rolling back here off of my playlist here. Good little. Play us a little music here. Well, torque is falling off here, so we need to push our torque up just a little bit here. Isn't this sim pretty? All right, there's 226. All right, and there was the warning, 1,000 to go. So we cleared that. 23.2 up to 240. We're almost there. We'll get ourselves set up in our cruise settings here to make our way just across the north side of the Lake Erie. We must be paddling a pretty significant crosswind. Alright, there comes the level off here. Let's go ahead and pull our props back into a cruise setting. We'll go for 1,500 RPMs and going to go ahead and bring our torque back to about 80%. Alright, there's torque set, 80%, RPMs 1,500, cruise settings established. Go down here, we get our auto ignition to the off position. And yeah, we're along for the ride now. Look at that crab right there. Some serious crab flying across this set of clouds. You can see our offset here. Here's our heading. And here's our track course. So we're literally crab to the left to be able to fly this 275 course. We're basically flying, well, we are on a heading of 259 to fly a 275 course. So 16-degree offset. And if you're watching, we appreciate you tuning in here with us. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Hopefully, if you're watching, you can see a little difference in our previous stream earlier today. I have to apologize to the viewers on the first one. We had our settings and colors were quite skewed, as I've been recently playing with HDR settings here on the computer, which makes a huge difference here visually for me. But if you're not careful on your outputs for your stream, you'll still be trying to stream HDR over a standard resolution, and that's apparently a no-no. So I realized it after the fact this morning, but a little bit of YouTube and a little bit of Google, and ta-da! Gotta love that view right there. So we're level 240. We're about 38 minutes from our descent. We'll start making our way into Battle Creek, Michigan to Battle Creek Executive. We're flying, what did I say? I think we're carrying 9 passengers. Let's double check that. We have that in our sim brief here. I don't remember if we were 9 or 5. I should know that. I guess I could look at it. Yeah, we're carrying 9 passengers today. Over to Battle Creek, Michigan. Getting paid pretty good for that. Doing this as a charter flight. Through Own Air. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Own Air, but I've really been enjoying it. It's very similar to FS Economy, for those of you that don't know about Own Air. I've really been enjoying it. It gives purpose and meaning to flying. I like to fly these GA, but I like to fly the airliners too. But the cool part about the King Air is it's kind of like an airliner. Not quite as fast, but then again, it's GA, but much, much faster. So, big fan of the black square work. The King Air being my favorite, my second favorite aircraft these days, being the black square TBM 850, like Steve-O flies. That's an excellent aircraft, both by Black Square. Did pick up the Pilatus PC-12 from SimWorks Studios. To be fair, I've only flown it once so far, so I'm not in love with it yet, but I need to fly it more. It's good. It's really good. I think I like the workload of this King Air and the TBM just a little better, but that's a personal preference thing. It doesn't mean that SimWorks is bad by any means. In fact, I think it's quite good. Let's check over here. I didn't make sure what our engines are. We're at 97%, so this is where the PC-12 from SimWorks is lacking right now, is you just can't, there's damage is not modeled in the current PC-12 from SimWorks. However, I understand it is coming as a payware add-on. So, all right, we'll put this back on our radar here. Guess it is Christmas time. We could kind of play some Christmas music, could we? All right. Well, so far it looks like the frame drops are staying away, and excellent in the green on the stream, so that part's looking good. Definitely doing some cloud surfing today in the Northeast. Our flight up from Cincinnati today was cloud surfing all the way into Buffalo with straight IFR down to just about 700 feet. We broke out. And then we got out of the ground there at Buffalo this afternoon and right back into the clouds and above them now. So it's going to be cloud surfing all the way over to Battle Creek, Michigan there in the south central part of the state. Looks like we can see some contrails there right up in front of us. That's pretty cool. Got a high-flying airliner up there. All right, still level 240. We'll be 297 knots over the ground. It's not horrible. It's not fantastic, but not horrible. All right. Still got a little bit of crab going on. Not as much as we did before, but we are 350 Kilo Romeo. Zoom in here and see us here. Our departure out. We're skirting along on the north side. Here's Battle Creek right here. This is where we're going. Let's take a look here what we got. So we got an approach. Did I say we were going in on 3-1, right? Let's pin that. Take a look here. Let's just look at the chart here. RNAV. Got a final approach course 310 degrees. ECDU is going to be where we pick up. We'll come into Elko. We need 2,500 for our final approach fix. Elko was our initial approach fix. We need 3,000 there. So we could take a look over here then in the sim. Just see what we got here in the flight plan here. $3,000 there. 2,500 right there. Yep. I feel like we could remove that airway. Go straight from Dunks down to Edco. Yeah, that's going to work better. Yep, that gives us a little bit of a shortcut there. I like it. I like that better. Why don't we take a look at ForeFlight here real quick and let's see if we can't kind of do the same thing here. I believe in order to do that, all we got to do is remove that. And then we'll take Posse out of there. That'll give it to us right there. It's going to cut our flight time down a little bit as well. So I like that shortcut. All right, very good. It's really kind of neat being able to import ForeFlight right into the sim there with a couple little, I got it on my iPad there, but Airstream server here in Microsoft Windows, able to AirPlay direct to the computer and then drop that into OBS. You can overlay that just like you would be in a real airplane, picking up your ForeFlight and taking a look. I see a hole through the clouds there, or is that still just clouds? I think it's a little bit of reflection through there. Runway 31, so we're going to have a 320 at 14 is what the winds are showing right now at Battle Creek. So that's almost directly down the runway, 10-degree offset. So I'll take that one. Current altimeter 2969. Yep, 2969 sounds right. All right. All right, it's looking like about 21 minutes now from our top of descent. Feel like there might be a little adjustment I could make here. I thought I had my map set to track north. Huh. Yeah, that's the way I like it. Oil pressure's looking good in the green. Fuel flow's looking good. RPMs are good. Prop RPM. Torque. ITT's still looking good. Nice smooth flight so far. Our 9 executives are managing the flight just fine. This plane, the King Air 350, seats 8 in the back, and then we're carrying 9, so I technically would have a guy right here in the jump seat, side seat next to me. Small tweak on our course here. 271 heading bug synced up here just a little bit. There we go. Back in business. Go over here and study the GTN XI just a little bit, see what we can find for KBTL here. So here we got winds 320 at 9, gusting 32, 2973. It's a little bit different weather. What I was getting over here. 320-14 gusting 26. 2969. This is 2973. Not too bad. Going in on the R now for 31, so that's going to be one of these shorter runways here. Should be plenty. Should have plenty of runway though. So we should be able to put that in standby. That would be our approach. Field elevation 952. All right, about 15 minutes out from our top of descent now. We're just checking out the GTNXI. Oh, getting a little bumpy up here right now. You see us getting bounced around just a little bit. Man, it's a pretty view, isn't it? It's definitely a little light chop up here right now. It was smooth a little while ago, but we're getting a little bit of turbulence. What's ForeFlight telling me about turbulence right now? Oh yeah. Take a look at this. There's where we are. We probably, when I looked earlier, we was in this gap here, but now we are in a little bit of moderate turbulence. I can definitely see us getting bumped around a little bit. It's about the only thing the sim lacks for me right now is if you could just fill it in the butt, you would it would just almost be perfect, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely getting bounced around a little bit. Make sure we got that seatbelt sign still on. Let's go ahead and get that back on because we're going to need that. A little bumpy up here at the time being. About 13 minutes from our top of descent, but we're going to have them stay in their seat as much as possible here. Let's get that off.
Destination ATIS is 128.325.
Study in here a little bit, see what we can pull in for some situational awareness and some VORs here. 33.7 is the Selfridge Mount Clemens VOR. 33.7. Let's turn that off now. Let's go over here. Alright, let's cancel that for a minute. That don't seem to be right. Let's do this. Close out of this. What do we got here? We got any here? We got a 114.3. 114.3. Nope. 114.3. Let's try it that way. There we go. We're not picking that up right now. We'll keep watching, see if we pick that up here in a little bit, just for a little situational awareness. This should be the Salem VOR. It's 10 minutes out from our top of descent. Flight time now 41 minutes. And if you're just tuning in with us, we appreciate you stopping by to watch. We're flying the King Air from Buffalo, New York over to Battle Creek, Michigan. Bumping along here, flight level 240 at about 288 knots. Over the ground, about 210 or so indicated, 215-ish. We're about 8 minutes from our top of descent. We'll start making our way down into Battle Creek. Gonna take the RNAV for runway 31 in the Battle Creek today. That view never gets old, does it? Step away for just 1 second, make a quick phone call, and I'll be back and get us ready for our top of descent. All right, I am back. We are just about to approach our top of descent here, about 2.5 minutes out. As we'll at 240 right now, we'll start our descent down into Battle Creek, Michigan here just shortly. So we need to figure out, let's take a look at what we need our descent down to be. So looks like our initial approach fix is going to be 7,000. So we're going to get down to 2,000 and 2,500. We'll just go ahead and set 2,500. So let's go ahead and roll this thing back to. There's 3. There's 26, 2,500 now set. And this is saying, so we're probably going to be naming somewhere around the neighborhood of 15 to 1,800 feet per minute on our descent in. And we're going to run her down. We'll start out in vertical speed. I'll push the nose down, build our speed up to about 230 knots. We'll switch over to indicated airspeed, and then we'll manage our descent rate then with the throttles on our way down. Gives us a good steady pace getting in there. Use a little bit of that speed to our advantage on the downhill. Yeah, Chris, I don't know why it didn't send out a notification there, but I set it up. Like I said, usually that would work, but spent a little time trying to tweak the colors because my computer's running HDR, trying to get the YouTube to take the stream in HDR,
Vertical
so I had to go
track.
in and really adjust everything, but hopefully it's coming through good. It looks better on my end, so hopefully it's looking better on yours. All right, so we had a vertical track warning there, so that means we've got just under a minute to our top of descent here. So we got 2,500 preset there as we get ready to descend into Battle Creek. We'll kind of keep an eye on the clock there, and then we'll start down. The way I've got the GTN 750 set up here, it's giving us our VSR, that's vertical speed required. So it's currently telling us in order for us to reach our target altitude, we're going to need about 1,500 feet per minute. That may increase just a little bit over the next few seconds, but we will keep our eyes on that as we're descending in. So we're currently 288 knots over the ground. All right, there we go. So we're coming up on 10 seconds. We're going to go ahead and engage vertical speed. Let's just start twisting her down slowly. That way we don't have anything abrupt for our passengers. And we'll set her for about 1,500 right now. We're going to watch our speed. I haven't pulled the throttles back here, so our speed's going to start climbing. So when it gets to about 230, I'm going to engage indicated airspeed, and then I will manage our descent. And we need 1,600 right now, so we'll go ahead and dial in 1,600. Our speed's going to start climbing. You can already see it's climbing up. We don't want to hit the barber pole there, so as we approach 230, I'm going to go indicated airspeed here. So there's indicated airspeed. And we are setting at 230 knots now. I'll tune that 230. And then we're going to have to, now that we're in indicated airspeed, I'm going to have to pull power out a little bit to get our vertical speed required. So it's telling me 1,600. I'm a little over 1,000. I'll pull a little bit more power out here. There comes up 1,500. It'll fluctuate a little bit, but it'll settle in. That's about 53, 55% on the torque, and we're at about 1,600 feet per minute right now. So we'll just kind of, we're going to kind of hang in this area for a minute, just kind of see how we're doing. We'll keep an eye over our vertical speed required, and keep an eye on our vertical speed indicator. But so what we don't have to worry about now is overspeeding the plane when you're at indicated airspeed. So, because it's easy to do if you forget to pull the throttles back and you start going downhill in vertical speed mode. Just like it's dangerous to climb in vertical speed mode, you can stall. Going downhill, you can go too fast. So using that flight level change or indicated airspeed is, in my mind, a safer way to descend and to climb. So we'll get our auto ignition back to arm. Auto feather is still armed. We're not going to turn on any anti-ice yet, but as we jump down closer to those clouds, we'll probably hit the anti-ice on here and see how things are going here. So about 10 minutes now to the bottom of our descent. We'll pull just a touch more power out. We're only hovering about 14 or 1,500, so passing through 210 right now. Still a little bumpy up here. Got the seatbelt sign still on. Definitely a little bit of a bumpy ride here. I was looking at ForeFlight, and it is showing turbulence here. Where's my turbulence? Here we go. Turbulence in the U.S. So you can see we're in some moderate turbulence there. So you can see where that patch was behind us where we didn't have any, but definitely in a little bit of turbulent air right now. All right, they're coming up on 19,000. We'll get a current METAR real quick. At Battle Creek is currently 2969. So 2969 is what the current altimeter is showing. So I'm going to go ahead and dial that in, 2969. Be just a little early. We're okay. There's 2969. Let's make sure VATSIM that we still don't have any ATC here where we're at. Yeah, we're getting rocked around pretty good now. Turbulence is a little bit of a mess. You can see us getting rocked there. Definitely see it out over the glare here, glare shield here. Yeah, definitely getting rocked a little bit. Alright, so we're still needing 1,570 feet per minute. We're right at that. I'm going to pull just a touch more power out. We're just a little below 50% on the torque now, somewhere around 40, 46, 47%. We're descending right about the speed we need to be. We're still holding 230 knots. Yeah, we're getting some wind and some turbulence here. Look at that. We're having to fight it. That autopilot's working. Autopilot is working. We're in the turn also. Yeah, we're getting bumped around quite a bit. All right, passing through 16,000 now. All right, let's see. We need 252 on the course. So let's go ahead and get 252 set here. Just a good reference point. Heading bug synced up. Through 16,000 now. 230 knots still. Definitely getting rocked around. I would call this a little bit more than light turbulence, especially in a small aircraft. Got a little bit of a upper layer of clouds there right above us. We're kind of right between the layers here. Heavy layer right below us. All right, 14.6 now, still need 1,500 feet per minute. We're right on the money there. So power setting is about right at about 45.5% or 45%. Altitude preset 2,500, that'll give us our final approach fix. If we get down below 10,000, we'll try to slow her up just a little bit here. Winds are quite gusty on the ground there at Battle Creek. Looking at 4 flights telling me winds are 320, 19 to 32 knots. So definitely going to be a little bumpy. 2973 got 2969. How old is that? Was 34 minutes ago. May set 2973. Trust 4 flight a little better. It ain't much of a difference, so we'll go ahead and tune 2973 here. Alright, so let's get that off. Alright, 1,500 feet per minute. We're going to pull just a touch more power out. We're coming up on 12.5 now. Still 230 knots indicated. Still on path. Things are looking good. Turbulence maybe is smoothed out just a little bit here. We're going to get ready to punch down into the clouds here in a minute as well. So let's go ahead and let's turn on our engine anti-ice here. We prep before we get into those. We've got our prop de-ices already on, so we're going to be just a little ahead of the plane. Be prepared as we dip down into these. Clouds are thick as cotton. All right, still needing 1,500 feet per minute. There's 11,000. $10.5. We're going to be in them before we're at 9,000. All right, there's 9,900. money shot. Here they come. Going in. I believe we're committed now. All right, 1370. We're going to just a Scotia power back in here to arrest our descent rate just a little bit, get us under 1500 now. There we go. And we're passing through 8,000. Now let's go ahead and get our lights on here because we're gonna get busy here with the workload here. We're gonna go ahead and get our fuel pumps on as well. All right, everything's looking set. Engine anti-ice is on. 230 knots. We're descending 1350 per minute. We're good there. Alright, all go. I'm going to start dialing our speed back just a little bit to 220 knots here. Alright, there's 220 set. I have to pull the power out just a little bit now because it pitched up. We need about 1,300 feet per minute, so the speeds come back. Alright. Alright, we're still doing good. I think I'm starting to see a little bit of... Whoop, I saw ground for a minute. There's a hint of it. Don't know where we'll break out of these clouds at. Alright, speed's still looking good. I'm going to bring us back to about 210 knots now. Alright, there's 210 set. Power out a little bit more here. Get our descent back down to about 1,300. Right, there we go. Looking good. Looking good in the neighborhood. 2,500 is set still. Speed's down to 210. At 200 we can go approach flaps. At 180 we can go gear down. And we hit the white arc, we can go full flaps. Alright, wham. Alright, we're close here. We're getting close. Alright, let's go ahead and bring our speed back just a little bit more. Alright, there's 200 knots set. Speed's coming back. Alright, so from here we can get our approach flaps in if we need them. We're getting ready to turn onto our approach course here, so I'm going to go ahead and... we need 1,000 feet per minute. We're good here. We can touch the power. Our approach flaps are coming in. Touch more power here. And Battle Creek traffic, King Air 350 Kilo Romeo. We're setting up for the R now for runway 31, Battle Creek. All right, 1,000 to go, 2,500. Clear the altitude alert. Add a little bit of power here. We don't need to come down quite so steeply now, so we're under. Can basically almost level off here. Went down to 2,500. Let's pull a little bit of...
Last Delta in 7.1 miles.
All right, 312 set. I think I got the airport runway lights in front of me here. All right. Yep. All right. Decision height set 200 feet. I'm going to arm the approach. Glide slope and approach mode are armed. We'll watch our glide slope come in here. We get one notch above, we'll go gear down. I got the runway in sight out here in front of us. We're 1,400 feet over the ground. Radar altitude right here. Decision height set here. Speed's in check. Pull speed back just a little bit now. We're level 2,500. Let's get us down to about 180 so we can start going gear down here shortly. All right, there's 180. We're in speed checks for gear. About 55% on the torque. We're 178. That's right on the money there. And Battle Creek traffic. November 350 Kilo Romeo. We're about a 8-mile final. Runway 31 Battle Creek. All right, we're looking good. Course set. Heading bug is synced. Altitude is set. Let's see. Can I do flight recorder replay here? Let's go ahead and hit record. All right, maybe we'll get a replay. See how that turns out. Half the time I forget to set it. All right, we got glide slope indicated here. It's coming in. We're looking for one dot above. We're going to go gear down here. We're right at it. Gears. All right, here's our one dot above. We've got gear down selected. And we're watching for it to go green and indicated. There we go. 3 green indicated. Clear the master caution. Speed's dropping here a little bit. And glide slope's coming in. We'll pull power just a smidge here, 50%. We need just a little bit more speed. We'll go final approach slaps now coming in.
Kalamazoo traffic, Skywest 1089 taxiway, Charlie, taxiing to runway 35 via Charlie Alpha Bravo, Kalamazoo.
All right, speeds in check. Final flaps are in and set and indicated. All right. Torque set about 55%. Probably going to have to bump that to about 60 here on final. There we go, right at blue line. Battle Creek traffic, November 350 Kilo Romeo, 2-mile final now, runway 31,
3-mile
Battle
final,
Creek.
runway 31.
All right. All right, we are looking good. All right, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the yaw damper. And we're going to take the autopilot off, and it's my airplane. Speed's looking good. Still in check.
320 at 24 knots.
320 at 24 is what On Air is telling us. All right, props are going full forward. Speed's still in check, a little bumpy.
500.
All right, 500, continue. Minimums are 200, we got that covered. A little bumpy here. Just a little bumpy. Oh, she's bumpy. Alright, here we go. Let's bring some power out here.
Landing time logged.
Alright, landing time log. That was pretty good. Don't know what that showed on the touchdown rate, but I'll take it. Alright, reversers can come out. We'll call that a good landing. Alright, I don't know what I need here for an exit. I'm going to call it to the right. Should have been prepped on that to know which way I needed to exit, but it looks like all the GA stuff's over here to the right. There's an east GA apron. We're going to take that. So we cleared at Charlie. At Battle Creek traffic, November 350 Kilo Romeo. We are clear runway 3 run at Charlie. We're going to taxi via Charlie all the way to the East GA ramp, Battle Creek. Alright, flaps are up. And we're going to go down below here. We'll kill our landing lights, and we can kill our strobe. We can also kill all this windshield heat, prop de-ice, fuel vent, pitot heats, and stall warning. And we can also disengage our fuel pumps. And we should be able to taxi on into the gates, or to the apron here, so. See if I can catch what our flight time was. 1 hour and 11 minutes. That's not too bad. Buffalo, New York to Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah, Kalamazoo trap 10.
Yeah, we're just going to bring her in here. Wonder where the actual FBO is here. Corporate 2 apron. Looks like I got a lot of different places here.
God fucking damn it.
Alright, we're just going to go up here in front of this green building and call that our FBO for this trip. It's where our 9 executives are going to get out. We'll just take them right to the front door for delivery. All right. Park her right here. Parking brake is set. Let's go ahead and bring our props down to feather. And we want to kill our avionics master. Get our taxi light off. And we can get some of these bleeds and things off here as well. All that off, and we'll get that off. Alright, and let's go ahead and
Engine
the
off
engine.
time logged.
Alright, engine
The
off
flight
is
is finished.
logged.
It has been monitored by On Air.
Alright, that could be off. This could be off as well. And I believe we can go ahead and kill the power here. And we got. Alright, how about that? did it. I'm not sure what our touchdown was, but let's probably should have. That's all right. We needed to shut everything down. We got that done. I'm going to play the replay back here in a minute. Just see how that went. All right, beacon light off, nav light off. Power is all off, so I believe we are set and pretty. Let's pull up flight control replay. Let's stop the recording. Now let's play it back.
Class Delta in 1.2 miles.
That's the only problem with the replay. Once I've shut everything off for on air, is all my gauges are off. But I wanted to watch from the outside anyway. So there's the gear down. Wonder if we can make some of this happen with my controller here. Oh, zoom. I think it's this button. There we go. I guess we could pause this and try to bring it down a little closer. Get down here to the ground and look. All right, let's go from there. It's definitely getting bounced around a lot. I don't know, I think I'll take that. It was pretty good. Might have set the back end down a little firm, but wasn't too bad. Back that up just a little bit. Pause it one more time, back it up. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Pretty doggone close to center line. Now let's see if we can change our view here. Let's hit play. Can I get down here in front of it? Well, where am I going? Oh. Guess I'm not getting closer to it. I gotta do it a little differently here. This will work. Alright, let's pack it up here. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Now if I could just know how to make my Wish I knew how to make my camera stay still. There it is. That's how you do it.
One mile final runway 31.
There we go. Flyby. Haha. I like it. All right.
Approaching runway 05 left, 23 right.
All right. Well, I think we can stop that, close the recorder, and continue. I think we have had a successful flight. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me. 716 Delta Mike here. We appreciate you tuning in and watching. Stop back by and watch again. Until next time, we'll see ya.